Welcome to another daily roundup of Russian Telegram chatter. Your like and subscribe to my channel would really be appreciated. Subscription is free and it only takes a moment of your time. I monitor and translate Russian Telegram chat channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to. Remember, please do your own research and be wary of propaganda and disinformation, which occurs frequently in Russian chat, especially when there is bad news for Russians concerning the country's illegal and genocidal war in Ukraine. The images used in the video are for illustration purposes only. They do not necessarily represent the issues or translations. And finally, please note, the chat is unverified and I do not endorse the views expressed. Right? Let's get on with it. On Telegram today, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen pathetically said the EU continues to buy Russian oil to contain Russia's income and prevent Vladimir Putin from earning more on other markets. This is a load of bullshit, of course. Von der Leyen should admit that under her inept leadership, she encourages and allows some EU countries continued exceptions to the oil and gas sanctions. These exceptions were meant to last a few months after the 2022 implementation of the sanctions, but have flourished since then under the guidance of von der Leyen. The internet calculated how many criminal cases were brought against all US presidents over the course of more than 200 years. The answer is 91 cases, but there is a nuance though. This is the total number of cases brought against one man, our man, Donald Trump. Russia has created successful doubt in the younger generation's mind to overlook this fact and instead focus on the message around migration. Developers are falling apart in Russia. The sharp increase in the central bank of the Russian Federation rate and the curtailment of preferential mortgage programs have hit the largest Russian developer. The Samole group of companies is experiencing financial problems, Forbes reports, citing sources close to the company. According to them, due to financial difficulties, the main owner of Samolet, Mikhail Kenin, is trying to sell its stake in the company. 31.6% of shares with a market value of 26.5 billion rubles. Things are very bad there, and a sale is one of the possible scenarios, a source told Forbes. A few months ago, my share billionaire God Nissanov sold 10% of the shares in Samolet. According to the publication's sources, other owners may also get rid of their shares in the developer. Since the beginning of the year, Samolet shares have fallen by about 68%. The number of working teenagers in Russia has increased by 40%. In 2023, their number increased to 86.7 thousand from 61.6 thousand in 2022. Miners most like to work in fields and forests. Just over 30,000 of them work in these areas. Companies are hiring miners because of a serious shortage of personnel in the market. Employers said that it is even more profitable for them to hire such workers because they do not need to pay them much, they usually do not have bad habits, and their first job is always done responsibly and above the norm. Russia asks Zimbabwe to send builders due to labor shortage. In exchange for sending workers, Russia offered to share its experience in building social housing with Zimbabwe. The authorities stated that the African country is interested in this and are inviting a Russian delegation to Zimbabwe to discuss cooperation in the provision of labor in detail. Google has bowed to Putin's pressure and removed apps that allowed watching Russian propaganda channels. The company made the decision in response to an appeal from the Lithuanian Radio and Television Commission. The Commission intends to continue working with Google to ensure proper enforcement of EU sanctions and prevent the dissemination of prohibited content. If Donald Trump manages to end military conflicts, the aging pro-Putin dictator Lukashenko from Belarus will nominate him for the Nobel Prize, he promised. He recalled that during the election campaign, Trump promised, among other things, to end Russia's war with Ukraine. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember The chat is unverified. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and DYOR. I monitor and translate Vatnik channels as a general mood check, so you don't have to. I do not endorse the views expressed. Be wary of disinformation and do your own research. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I also leave comments open for feedback, which I really appreciate. You can view my original posts in much more detail on Twitter. Follow me at bfeeta_fella. My research threads also include full references and sources to speed up your own research. Did you know that I also provide daily updates and deep dive research videos on a range of interesting subjects, including economics, geopolitics, sanctions circumventions, fossil fuel updates, and much more. If you are able to support me, look for the links to buy me a coffee and Patreon. I do provide links in the description of the video. I really appreciate all the support I can get towards my research, equipment, and publication costs. Thank you to those who have supported. You are simply awesome. Your regular support is really appreciated. The YouTube edition of my Russian Telegram chat translations is released every night at midnight UK time. Have a great day. I look forward to your next visit.